I always say this: the best skill that you need for someone who's employed is the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn.
And essentially, that is something that AI cannot replace.
AI doesn't have emotions. AI doesn't
because
have,
AI. If I open my AI app right now and I asked it, how does Gerald feel today?
It'll never tell you.
We spoke about emotional intelligence, right?
Yes.
Which is the ability to understand others
and also your own
emotions.
Nice.
And that's the first skill that we are saying. Somebody who is looking to succeed in life, be it in employment, in business, just in life in general, they need that.
You need emotional intelligence.
What is the next one? What else do you think AI is not going to be able to replace, or it's not going to be easily replaced by AI, or it won't be replaced in the next few years?
Communication.
Okay.
It goes back to that table. This is important and it's urgent. This is important but it's not urgent. This is important and very urgent. And we focus on that. Because the things that are important and urgent, the things that will improve your life, obviously. What I usually say to people is say, if you're unemployed, right? Let's say you wake up at 6 a.m. and then you go to bed at 10 p.m. Just write down everything that you do from the time you wake up until you go to sleep. And then from that, do that table and say, okay, this is important, this is not urgent, this is urgent, this is not important. Most of my students, you see that besides going to school, most of the things that they do are things that are not important and they're not urgent.
Gerald,
Yes, I ask him.
we meet again
Yes.
at our new studio.
And it's beautiful, I won't lie.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
it's
The
nice.
highs, nice one. So you paint this.
Yeah. Everybody wants to know the story of the paint. So and really it's a coincidence.
It's a coincidence.
It's an excellent coincidence, to be
Perfect.
quite honest with
Yeah.
you, because we started painting this wall and the idea was to paint it pitch black. The whole thing was going to be black. But as we were running the roller, then we realized that after we've covered a bigger portion, then we realized, no man, the white and the black actually looks nicer.
It's beautiful.
It makes us look creative.
Yeah, exactly. Because even if especially this one, this is a famous picture I have.
Yeah.
It's every podcast has a theme. Yeah, and most I've observed, even with you talk about diary and all that, the table, the glass, there's always themes. So this is nice.
Yeah, everyone. Yesterday I was talking to my wife about the two pictures, and the meaning, that these two pictures carry, the female and the male at the top, the female at the front and the male at the top. The contrast in positioning.
It has to. Even though this one is in charge, but
that one is higher.
It's higher, but this one is in charge.
It's in
I saw that myself. I can be on top, but this one is in charge.
Yeah,
So
and it was not planned, by the way.
Planned.
No, it wasn't planned. It's just us putting things in position, and it so happened that this is how the position became. So maybe this wall, as it sits, it has a lot of meanings that you can extract out of, but a lot of them are actually not things that we initially intended for.
So
when
that's like a coincidence.
Yes,
coincidence.
It's what you and funny enough, I think so is life.
That's exactly.
So is life. A lot of things that we come across, a lot of things that we discover, some of them is not things that we're intending to. We're trying something else and then we realized.
But it should be like this.
Yeah, you manufacture water and then now you've got these solids that you don't know what to do with. And then you realize I can actually do ABC with solids.
Exactly.
But it wasn't the intended purpose of.
The first time I came here, I just wanted to talk about service.
Yeah.
I come here the second time, I'm making service for people.
Yeah.
It was a coincidence because I didn't plan it, and I didn't even think people would pay for CVs. I remember I was talking to my wife because sometimes I work it like after hours.
Yeah.
So I sleep late, and she used to complain, "Don't you hardly sleep, And I showed her the bank account. Like, look at this. This is what my CVs I have to. Like, looked at the phone and said, "Baby, save it."
Now when you're sleeping, she wakes you up.
Okay, you don't save it. It's like so. Like I think coincidence. It happens. There's a coincidence and it's luck. They go hand in hand.
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, a lot of businesses. In fact, you cannot. We say sometimes people, they worked hard, but there's also quite a big part of that can account to luck as well,
Exactly.
But you need to prepare sometimes for you to get those opportunities.
That's where most people, especially youth, my peers, that's where we fail. We are not prepared or we're not ready.
Yeah.
You want something, but you're not preparing for it. You can't say, I want to be employed, but every day you wake up at 11 a.m. you wake up. And you're saying, well, no, I'm CBs.
And then you go and sit and watch
exactly
Big
Brother
for the whole day.
There's someone, I used to make example of rhythm seat, but it's like Zwite or something.
Okay.
It's like it's television. 7:30, Monday to Friday. You watch it Monday to Friday, and Saturday you watch the repeats. The very same thing you watch during the week.
Sure.
And you say that person is ready to work.
Yeah.
That's why even most graduates, like someone can go and graduate, but that person is not ready for work. So if when it comes to unemployment, there are people who are ready for work to work, and there are people who are they're graduates and whatever, but they are not ready to work.
Yeah. Actually, when you look at Stats SA, there is a group that is called the NETs, not employed and not in training. So they are unemployed. It's a group that is unemployed, but they are not in education. Not in education, and not in any form of training. And these people, a lot of them, not all of them, but a part of those people is people that are just discouraged. Some of them, unfortunately, is people that have been trying to get employment for a while, and they could not. Eventually they gave up. They just thought, I'm just gonna sit there and watch a Rhythm Sheet or whatever program that plays during the day.
Most of my peers, they die at the age of 28, but they are buried at the age of 70.
Sure.
Because life stops at 28.
Yeah.
Graduated at the age of 25. For 3 years or 2 years, I've been applying for jobs.
Yeah.
No jobs, and then you just give up. But the question is, if you really believe there's no jobs, every day in the morning taxis are full. But what about a guy?
Yeah.
Or when I asked service, I was like, guy, what's a mailboard? And I said it's a joke, but like really,
yeah.
Taxis
just go and see
where these people are going. If you say there's no jobs,
yeah,
the malls are full. There's cars. Or any line like you can be pick and pay, you can be a boxer. You're waiting in line. That person is going to pay.
Yeah.
Which means that person is employed. There's 25, there's 30 or 15, 25, 30. People are getting paid. It means massive.
Yeah.
Regardless of whatever salary they get. But the main thing is they wake up in the morning and they go to work. So if you have that mindset of saying there's no jobs, you're chasing away the luck. It's what we call
manifesting,
attraction.
Yeah.
You have to attract such things.
Yeah.
So if you whatever you say, there's no use. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the other big part of this is association. The type of people that you associate with, the type of exposure that you get yourself exposed to, I agree with you 100%. What you're saying when you say the person who's at home, they must take a takes and just say, I want to go and see where these guys are going. Because when you do that, you change your location. Because sometimes, Kokasi, you sit there and you see everyone at home and you think that's how life is, But if you can shift the place more or less, just move out of your kasi, go molong, and just sit at a different place and see life differently. You know, see something that you don't see on a daily basis, because there's a lot of motivation out of that.
We are motivated by what we see.
Yeah.
What we hear, and also the place, location, right? So, if you right now you go to Soweto, you're going to see different lifestyle of yours in Soweto. That can motivate you to start again.
Yeah.
Let me be in Soweto. Soweto maybe has more opportunities. So if you hear bad things or you see wrong things, obviously that's going to affect you. Right? So if you can be five, like I say, this is so wrong. I know people look like maybe there's 3 of us. Both of us are graduates. He's not a graduate. But if our conversation is like there's no jobs and what, you're not going to be motivated to go to school.
There's no reason for him
when maybe his parents say like, why don't you go to school? Say, I have two graduates and my friends. Why should I go to school? And which is true.
It is.
Yeah, sometimes that motivation or that demotivation comes from your siblings. Your brother or your sister is a graduate. Every day you can see the struggles. My sister struggling, doesn't have a job, or my brother doesn't have a job. And you say, Hodman, can I go to school? Wow. And
it's pointless.
It's pointless. And we fail to remember, like, we have different purposes in life. We can be siblings, we can be even twins, but the purpose is different. So there's so many factors when it comes to job. Job hunting is a journey itself. Job hunting is a journey itself.
Yeah. And you need to expose yourself.
You need to expose
network with people.
Gerald Maduna, I started Gerald Maduna Academy, free mode. Today I know Vuyani.
Yeah.
Like there are people like on my WhatsApp, and like I hope they are watching. You look at them and you say, like, there's Vuyani, there's Behind Matebula, there's Daniel Mozab. Daniel Mozab is the manager of Science Center there. These people, like, beside the association label, it benefits me. And then there's Director, there's Louvre, and say, but these 3, that's why if most of us, when you do the CV, not CV, or SIM card, you do the SIM swap.
Yeah.
What you need those 3 people.
Yeah.
Because you know those networks.
Yeah.
So exposure.
And those are very critical. You know, my wife was sharing with me this week a video that Vusi presented. I'm not sure where Vusi Tembekwai presented. Yeah. And basically, I don't know if he was preaching or what, because I was just listening to what he was saying. I did not see the video.
Follow him.
And he was saying he was talking about the Bible and the disciples of Jesus, that he had the 72, and then there was the 12, and then there was these 3 that were critical, you know. And it's exactly what you are saying, that, you know, there's basically in your circle of people, you need to know who is in your inner circle that has a big impact, you know, and that impact must be positive.
Exactly.
You know? Anyone who is anyone that you are spending a lot of time with, anyone that, you know, is influencing you, must be someone who has a positive impact in your life.
Exactly.
And if they are in your nucleus, you need to take them out. You really need to take them out, you know, and you then decide to say, do I put them in the second sphere of my nucleus, which is then would be the 12 according to what Vus was presenting, or do they belong in the 72, or they belong to the masses? You know, it's just somebody that you greet. They say Oshapu, and that's
it. I do, when I teach people about the time management, there's urgent and not important. There's important and not urgent. There's urgent and important. And then there's not urgent and not important. Even with people like, no matter how big your circle is, let's say you have 10 friends or circle, you have to put them in those boxes. This one is important and very urgent. This one is not important, this one is not urgent. This one is important, but not really urgent. Yeah, well, even with life, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
You have to teach my students about that.
That's how you categorize people. And I hope really, like, a lot of people that are watching this podcast today, especially if you're unemployed, if you are feeling frustrated, you're feeling like you're getting depressed, or you're already depressed, you know, really, really look at the circle of people that you are associating with and change it. if it doesn't work for you, please change your cycle, because it is going to be
it affects you.
It affects you.
It affects you.
And we cannot say, I mean, what I find difficult is to accept that there is not a good, association that exists in anyone's life. I think in our environment, there's always someone that you can find. So I'm just saying, somebody cannot come here and say, but I don't really have people that are positive in my life. It's not. It's
impossible.
It's impossible. I mean, there must be somebody that you can find that at least is positive.
Most people who make an impact in your life is people who hardly talk to them, even their own WhatsApp. We hardly talk. But whenever we talk, it's something positive.
Yeah.
Gerald, are you coming? Or Gerald, I'm going to plan something like this. Sharp. The one that you always talk to every day, it's more like halichili cheaper. It's cheaper. Makuleng Maya WhatsApp. What are you talking about every day? Every day. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because
you can't. You're busy, I'm busy. So whenever you have to collaborate, you talk about something concrete.
Yeah.
But to talk every day, it's meaningless.
Yeah.
It's meaningless.
No, you are right. I think a lot of people that actually make an impact and a success in their life, if you look at how they always regulate, contact with their association. And myself and my wife, we do that very well. There's people that we associate with at work, it ends there. There's people that we associate with at home, and even that is limited. We also have our own association as a couple, and we know when do we now open it up to say, okay, go do your thing, go read your book. Maybe at 10 o'clock when my wife goes to sleep, I'll then go and get my book. Now it's my time with myself. And that's very important, that as human beings, we're able to regulate contact with the next people. Don't spend, your whole day with your guy. No, man. Yes, he's your guy, but it's not supposed to be the whole day. Don't, and especially if it doesn't really generate anything meaningful.
And it won't.
No.
And it won't. It will never.
And the truth also is, and these things, they also happen not only to people that are unemployed. Sometimes it happens with people that are employed.
True.
I was telling my guys at work that while I worked, there's what we used to call BMW. It's people that beach, wine, and mourn. The whole time.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people that are employed, when you have this association, when you have this guy and you're always together with this person, always be careful that you are actually not in a WhatsApp group of BMWs. At work. So where your influence is negative, all you do is you play in the muddy puddles.
Exactly. I think
work
we
politics.
Also have I wish my colleagues can watch this. I don't go to their parties. There's going to be a marriage. Like one of my colleagues is getting married in November, and I won't go.
Okay.
Most of the after parties, I don't go. If you're doing a party, don't call me. When I did a baby shower for my wife, didn't call any of my colleagues. Because I'm kid, I don't call any of them.
Okay.
And I can see how it looks to them. Gerald and whatever can say. But the thing is, there's a friend and then there's a colleague.
Yeah.
A friend can be, you can't be a friend, you can also be a colleague. The same as with your wife. You can't be a girlfriend and a wife.
Yeah.
We have to separate the two. So I'm able to separate that. When I'm at work, I'm at work. You guys are my colleagues. You are not my friends. So when I do something that is that important to me, I want to share that moment with my friends. So yes, you're a colleague, you're getting married, but I'm not your friend. And I saw I get because I have jealousy or anything. There's nothing wrong. But I won't come. The same way I won't call any of my colleagues to my wedding.
Okay.
And
but I'll admit you're quite extreme.
I only have the three people I always spend time with. It's Begani Matibu, which is my mentor. And then there's two of my friends, it's Luvo and Khojane.
Okay.
Even with them, we don't talk every day on WhatsApp, but we see each other every day because we work to fail.
Yeah.
And we've been friends ever since.
Okay.
But even our conversations are more about work. Guys, what can we do? I'm thinking of doing this project. But what about? And so to them, it seems like hot money. If they have a problem, like, I want to do this, I want to do this. And it's not entirely banana or life. It's more like job. But overall, your wife is your friend.
Yeah.
Your wife is your friend. So you have to separate the two, even at work. But you find that most people are unemployed are happy. Very like they're not happy.
Yeah.
Because you got to avoid salaries but they are not happy. And I always say this: the best skill that you need for someone who's employed is the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn.
The best skill is the ability to learn. Okay.
And learn and relearn.
Okay.
Because even
I need to put this down.
Yeah. Even if we can say yes, AI and whatever the revolution is going to, it's affecting skills for people who are unemployed. It's also affecting people who are employed. To give you an example, we want this thing here. I think it's on. Let's check out something whereby a smart trolley.
Yes.
Like you can do your groceries with a trolley, which means as time goes on, you won't need cashiers.
Okay.
So it means if you are right now, you're a cashier and you're seeing that on TikTok or any social media, it means you need to reskill yourself. So most of the people, you get a skill and you focus on that skill alone.
Yeah.
So I was under soft skills is what you call continuous learning. As a person, always have to always develop yourself.
Yeah.
Learn.
You know what you are saying. I was actually thinking about a similar thing in the morning, but my thought was, I think what is very important, and sometimes we miss it, is to be able to study the patterns. Just be able to see where, for example, a simple example, if you are in business, you need to be able to see where money is, where demand is going.
Exactly.
And supply that demand. And don't be afraid to evolve,
Exactly.
You might start as a blue company. Don't think you won't end up as a red company. Because a lot of businesses have evolved over time. If you go to some of the big businesses and you look at what they do today and what they were doing when they were starting, it's two different things. But they were able to follow the trend and notice that this is where demand is going, and they were supplying that demand as it.
The perfect example is Google.
Yeah.
Google was a blue ocean.
Yeah.
Like the only biggest search engine. I think is I don't know, I'm making this up, that 90% or something that might get. Today there's ChatGPT. ChatGPT started something Atlas, ChatGPT Atlas search, and it's using AI. So Google was slow when it comes to AI to adapt.
Yeah.
And now slowly because of AI, that search market is coming a red ocean.
Yeah.
Because it's easy. You can use Google or you can use ChatGPT, you can use Meta AI. There's so much.
Yeah. And the truth is, with AI, and robotics coming into place, the idea of us being engineers for 40 years, doing the same job, being a teacher for, maybe teaching it might survive for a while, but it will also evolve. The need within that space will evolve. But a lot of skills that we have today, if Crystal is an editor, he mustn't think he's going to be an editor for 40 years.
Exactly.
Because in the next 10 years, that would have changed. There'll be there will be no need for Crystal. This podcast will not need Crystal to come and edit.
Crystal will kill again. I want to say this, ne? There's what we call industrial revolution. Right? There's 4IR. So it's first revolution, second revolution, third revolution, and fourth revolution.
Yeah.
So focusing on the fourth revolution, the third revolution is whereby technology was introduced. That's when you started starting business like internet businesses, Facebook, WhatsApp, and so forth.
Yeah.
Right? We needed to reskill ourselves in that revolution, but most people didn't. In the second revolution, to make a car, maybe you need 10 people. But in the third revolution, machines are introduced. Yeah. It means you no longer need 10 people, you just need maybe 3 people and then machine will do the rest. Now, what's going to happen to those 7 people that were retrenched or may no longer needed in that business? It means those people need to reskill themselves using the current skills.
Yeah.
It goes back to the industry that we're in right now. We are studying for something that was relevant maybe 5 years ago. We were doing human resource. I get I always talk about it.
You have a problem with remote.
Yeah,
with human
but
resource.
you see, so
But you should not.
yes,
You should not. You should not. I'm actually on the. I know this is a side note.
Yeah.
On our second, on my other podcast, which is the SMME edition, I will be having I'm hoping to have a few guys that studied human resource.
Nice one. I love
And
that.
they run businesses. They are not employed, and they run very, very
Exactly.
impactful businesses.
You know, I'm going to watch that. I wish people who are doing human resource can. And I think that it's going to happen in your podcast. I'm going to promote that. Ne? But I wish they can also do more videos.
Okay.
Because if you see what I'm doing, I'm not a human resource. I won't lie. I didn't study any human resource. But my job allows me to live in the future because I have to do research.
Yeah.
As a trainer, I have to make sure what I teach my students is relevant. I wish people who did human resource can say, guys, this is how we want your CV. This is how you're supposed to apply. This is how you're supposed to act inside an interview. You see, like give them relevant information because Bonaba Pilakayon is experience. I wish they can do that.
Yeah.
Like educate more for Banaba say understanding. So if you can have them, like ask them relevant questions.
Yeah. No. I think I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, they have to say.
One of the things that bothers me, and I know a lot of people maybe who know me, they get surprised that I'm doing a podcast. And the truth is, if you had asked me on the 1st of January 2025, what will you be doing on the 25th of October 2025? The last thing I would have thought of is myself sitting with Gerald on a podcast that is called Let's Check In and discussing a topic like this one. I just never saw that coming. And I think we need to pivot when necessary. When you see an opportunity, it sort of bothers me that, we are so slow, and I guess maybe it's how we've been cultured, from the different revolutions that we've gone through, You think I must take long to change, I must take long to introduce something. But I think the world as it is today, it is very quick.
It's
and
fast.
Yeah, it's fast.
It's fast.
And for as long as, this is my philosophy, if a decision that I have to make is reversible, I'm going to take it. It might be wrong. It might not be the right decision, but I'm going to take it because I can reverse it. I'll look at the impact of the decision that I need to make. If it's something that is irreversible, I will then put it under, the things that I will take long to do. Exactly. But if it's a decision that I can change, that has minimal impact or in as far as risk is concerned, I'm going to take that. Now, what I wanted to say is, when I meet a lot of people, they think sitting in front of a camera and having a conversation is you trying to be a celebrity, or you trying to be an influencer, or you trying to be popular. But it actually has, for me, what I've learned is it has very little to do with that. And I so wish that the very same person that you're talking about, who is an HR, officer, if that is the perception that they have about, a platform like this one, where they need to go and talk, that perception is really old school. True. It is not a perception that is going to work. You need to build differently because you are going to succeed differently. You need to study what the trend is, and you need to
climb on that,
adapt to that.
They say, are you adapt or you perish?
Yeah.
I think another perception that I want us to also break is this perception that artificial intelligence is going to replace, is going to take everyone's job. Because it won't.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence, you have to collaborate with artificial intelligence. That thing is that it has IQ. But it doesn't wake up and say, hello, Vuyani. Like you put in a prompt. right? So in most jobs, there are some activities or duties or responsibilities that you're responsible for, but that you will no longer do, then you'll just use AI. So it means it's human and AI in collaboration.
Yeah.
Right? But then if the whole thing then is repetitive, then AI can do that.
Yeah.
So if I remember 2010, if I say, if maybe your phone, the startup packs are MTN, it's Jim. When you call center, you would talk to someone, right? And there's that call center. Right now, you're talking to an AI. It's very rare you call your network provider and then you talk to the actual person.
Yeah, even via WhatsApp.
Even via WhatsApp, you see,
Yeah.
so there's AI. Right now, if 2010, my teacher would give me a homework, I would go home and my mom would help me. Right now, we take a picture, we say in ChatGPT or Meta AI, because all of us have WhatsApp and phones, it gives you answers. Which means the IQ skill slowly becoming irrelevant. That's why most employers, they're focusing more on skills, not qualifications as much.
Yeah.
Like there's so many graduates in fact. Like you open WhatsApp, someone is graduating. But now you don't know if that person really knows what they graduated about. Because it's very rare on graduation and say, yes, Vuyani, you graduated. Ne? Yeah, what does officer mean? You don't. It's a celebration, right? But you find out they're doing whatever course they did, college, whatever, but they don't really know about that because most of it AI needs.
Yeah.
When it comes to this, the future skills is emotional intelligence.
The future skills
One of the skills, emotional intelligence.
Okay.
So IQ is
What-
IQ is the ability to learn and understand. What you are doing now is IQ. You ask and I can respond. Right? If you are in school, for you to cram, that's IQ. But emotional intelligence, and this is what entrepreneurs use. Emotional intelligence is the ability to read and understand people and also your own emotions.
Okay.
When it comes to, there's what you call in communication, there's verbal communications.
Yes.
If you say this means hi, right? Can I? Do I say
No, not
I
here.
can't- Not here.
Not here. I know podcasts are not regulated, right?
Exactly, but it makes sense.
But we do have values here that
Yeah.
we want to keep. And I I don't want you to blab it. Yeah.
But that's wrong. And my point is, next one. If we're having a conversation and you say, Gerald, how are you? And I say, I'm fine. But there's a feeling that tells you Gerald is not okay. That's emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
For you to be able to say that I'm not okay. But you're not telling anyone, but you can tell them I'm not okay. It means you understand your own emotions.
Yeah.
Which means if you have emotional intelligence, then you can be able to be in an environment with other people understanding, being able to read them. So that this one is
Yeah.
so employers, they want that skill. They want to know if we employ you, you can collaborate with others, be able to gel well.
Yeah.
Because they want a peaceful atmosphere.
And essentially that is something that AI cannot replace.
AI doesn't have emotions. AI doesn't
Because
have,
AI, if I open my AI app right now and I asked it, how does Gerald feel today?
it will never tell you.
It won't tell me.
Yeah, it doesn't know.
It doesn't know.
Exactly. So that's why you say it's very rare to say artificial intelligence will replace teachers, because people that teach us, lecturers, trainers, we need emotional intelligence because seven are about.
Yes. But then the course content
It killed
will
it.
change.
Already.
Because now
Already.
what we're going to have to teach people is understanding others and your emotions and their
Exactly.
emotions. And probably that makes sense why one of the things that I don't know, maybe it's just me getting exposed to their space because I'm doing this thing, podcasting.
Yeah.
I am seeing that there's so many people that are either coaches or are becoming coaches. They're either in the process of becoming coaches or they are coaches. And it's different types of coaches. And maybe it is not a coincidence. It is because this is becoming an important skill, because essentially you help a person to understand themselves better.
Exactly.
And
if you can speak, you'll always make money. If you have that confidence to stand in front of a camera or being able to stand in front of people.
yeah, I sorry, I want to take you back because now we spoke about emotional intelligence, right?
Yes.
Which is the ability to understand others
And also your own
emotions.
Nice, huh?
And that's the first skill that we are saying. Somebody who is looking to succeed in life, be it in employment, in business, just in life in general, they need that.
You need emotional intelligence.
What is the next one? What else do you think AI is not going to be able to replace, or it's not going to be easily replaced by AI, or it won't be replaced in the next few years?
Communication skills.
Okay.
The ability to have a conversation. The ability to present.
Yeah.
When it comes to communication, I want us to focus more on public speaking.
Public speaking.
Some people lose opportunities because of fear of public speaking.
Yeah.
Public speaking is the ability to sell yourself. Look at this. Every leader that you know is a public speaker.
True.
You can't follow someone who can't speak. Which is, public speaking goes hand in hand with leadership. A leader has to be able to know how to speak. I always say to my students, guys, if you can't be able to stand up in front and just talk to me or present to us your classmates, how will you act inside an interview? I know people, this is a true story, I know people who are graduates. There's a cousin of mine who graduated from UFS. Ne? She did teaching.
Okay.
And every time she would say, I got an interview and I failed an interview. And I said, but how did you fail an interview? So the questions were hard. Things they were asking me were so hard. Why? Because when someone gets this thing of an interview, get a text that maybe come on Monday, Saturday, they're going to go on maybe at Google or something and they search for typical questions that are asked.
Yeah.
And the typical questions is tell us about yourself, you see. But people don't want to do that. I've never been in an interview myself, but I know there's just change. They will ask you something like, what are your values?
Yeah.
You don't know what is a value. So they ask, if you have that confidence of speaking, even if you don't know the answer, you'll answer something, answer wrong, but with confidence.
Yeah. I do a lot of interviews for interns. And I never ask them those typical questions. I ask them, what did you do yesterday? Take me through your day.
That person prepared. Tell me about yourself.
Yeah, tell me. I never ask those questions to say, because people always have these taught answers. And I think we whenever, and not just students, by the way, even the guys that I employ, especially in senior positions, be it supervision and higher, or office guys, I never ask them, the typical questions that get asked at an interview. I will ask them something completely different, and you need to, all I want you to be able to do is to speak.
Just speak. Be yourself. So communication is key. And communication is either you're talking verbally or non-verbally or digitally. Digitally, it's what do you post on social media, right? What you post, because that's personal branding. What you post on social media. You can't say, I want to be employed, but when you go on social media, you're talking bad about a company, a certain company, or you're talking bad about Vuyani. Or wait after 3 years, you have Vuyani, what I'm saying. So you see, communication is very key.
And then we pull out the video, and we
was this you?
Yeah.
And you look at it now. You see, so that communication is very key. You have to be able to know how to speak.
Yeah.
You have to. There's intra communication. Intra communication is communication within yourself. So you have to be able to know how to speak with your own self. Okay. And then interpersonal communication is communication between two people. So you have to be able to know how to speak with someone.
Intra and
inter.
Yeah. Okay. I like these terms.
Yeah. So it's very important. What you say to yourself is important.
Yeah.
That's intra. What you say to someone else is very important. So communication skill is very hard.
I want us to quickly go to something that you touched on. Okay. I also did touch on, but we never really went into details about it. Personal branding. Please touch on that a little bit, because I think this is something that I in my when I talk to SMMEs or I see my colleagues who are owning businesses, I see how people don't understand personal branding. One of the things that I want to do on this podcast is to sit with someone who can talk about personal branding, especially people that are content creators, because there's something that they understand that I feel these fellow colleagues don't really understand.
When, because I'm a living proof of personal branding.
Yeah.
First of all, when it comes to personal branding, you have to choose a career or an authority or that topic, because if it's Gerald Maduna's personal branding is skills development.
Okay.
That's Gerald Maduna's personal brand, is skills development. When I'm on TikTok, when I'm on Facebook, when I'm on YouTube, or even because the other thing about personal branding is online and also offline. It's not only online. So what you talk about online is the same thing that you do also offline.
Yeah.
If I'm online, I'm taking a video, even offline, I'm doing the same thing. So people what don't understand about personal branding is they don't understand themselves also. Because personal branding goes hand in hand with your own skills or your own strength.
Yeah.
What you're good at. Right? What can you do that others can't do? One thing I've always said is public speaking. I can speak. So that's how I build my personal brand. What do you want to be known as?
Yeah.
Or what do you want to be known for?
What do you want to be known for?
What do you want to be known? So anywhere we go in, when we see Vuyani, it's Vuyani. This is branding also.
Yeah.
This is branding. Whenever you see let's check in with Vuyani, it's black, there's walls, the walls is black and white. So people don't understand personal branding. And some businesses hire you because of your personal brand. They won't even ask you about your CV. Like we saw you on your TikTok or doing this XYZ. The same thing how you approach me. You saw me on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's personal branding.
Yeah.
Now this is where they get it wrong. And I'm going to go on Facebook. There's the thing, what call this? Profile.
Yeah.
That's where you go in and they'll talk about the heartbreak. I'm a boy mom. Kokungshile. Yes, you see?
Yeah.
And then that person wants to be employed. Now, yes, we have good qualifications. But when you go on your social media, what are you posting? Because what you post or what you say or what even you share on your post, on your Facebook, says a lot about you.
You get known for that.
There's a trending video. Maybe it was shared by Vuyani. But that video doesn't associate with Miss Gerald Maduna.
Yeah. There's a lady who sent a video saying the world is coming to an end.
Okay.
I think a month or so ago, on a certain date, and she said it on a work platform, on an email. We don't know the lady, but here's the thing: we now know her for that. Unfortunately, because of social media. So I hear you twice.
So it's very important. That's why it's very important when it comes to personal branding. You have to really sit down. I don't think you just wake up and say I want to be a personal brand, because you have to look at what are my skills, what am I good at, what do I want to be known for, and then you make sure each and every platform that's what you are known for.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Gerald. I'm trying to rush because Crystal is indicating to me that it's running out of time.
Okay.
We spoke about emotional intelligence, communication skills, and then I took you off course by talking about personal branding. Let's go back. What's the other skill that you think is important?
Creativity.
Okay, what's that?
Creativity is imagination. This is beautiful. This was created by someone.
Yeah.
This glass, it's nice. It was created by someone.
Okay.
I think you as an employee, as a business person, you want people who are innovators, people who can think.
Yeah.
Excel. So
the
that's
power of
creativity,
imagination.
Power of imagination. Another skill that I love.
Before we move from that, like how do I become creative? Is it a skill that I can learn? Is it a gift? What do you think?
I think most of us we are born with that.
Okay.
Yeah, most of us we are born with that. We just don't tap into that.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I love about creativity, like this, when Puka started, you talked about this.
Yeah.
This was creativity, even though it was not planned, but this is creativity. And someone did it, either it's you or your wife, but you did something like this. Even at the workplace, they want people who are creative.
True.
Exactly. So creativity is another skill that people that require.
And we're saying AI cannot
replace that. Exactly. Another skill is problem solving.
Okay.
AI can solve problems.
No, I don't agree.
Tell me why.
AI can solve problems.
Here's the thing about it.
So if you ask me what is, let me use a mathematical problem.
Nice one.
10 plus 10. If I ask my son 10 plus 10 and he doesn't know,
exactly,
he can go to AI and say 10 plus 10 and it will tell him what is.
That's a prompt.
Okay.
You take your phone, you say good morning, and then it's AI versus going to say good morning to you. You say I have a problem. You're going to put in a prompt. AI is going to answer you based on your prompt. Sometimes it's wrong.
Okay.
I'll make you really.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
You see?
I get what you mean.
So, today I was teaching my student about social entrepreneurship.
Okay.
I go on AI and I say, give me 5 social entrepreneur businesses that you know, social entrepreneur businesses that you know of. He gave me 5. Out of 5, 2 was wrong. But if you look at it, it sounds real. It was talking about Luandile from Cape Town who's giving away blankets. When I go online, there's no such thing.
Okay.
That's why sometimes they say AI hallucinates, makes stuff.
Hallucinates, yeah.
Hallucinates. Okay. Makes stuff up. So you have to be creative for you to be able to collaborate with AI. If you are writing a book, you put in a prompt. AI gives you answers. You read that. No, you go back and you say, please change this. I want it this way, and it gives you that way.
Yeah, I do. Okay, I hear what you're saying.
Yes,
But I do think in the near future AI, so it might have not been developed to a point where it might hallucinate today, but will it hallucinate in the next 5 years?
It won't, because the more you talk to it, the more it learns about you, the more it takes data from anyone who's using it.
So it will improve. So eventually there will be a reduction. Do you agree? I'm just thinking about the problem solving skill to say, I mean, a lot of what we are able to solve now, AI is going to solve them better. You know, like let's say, for instance,
there are a lot of things that AI can solve, but there'll also be things that AI can't solve.
Okay.
Let's say you have a student. The student doesn't feel good. That needs me problem solving. AI can't solve that.
Okay.
You see.
All right.
Another skill is leadership.
Leadership.
I love that.
Yeah, I agree.
Leadership. AI can't. Leadership is like self-explanatory. AI doesn't have leadership.
You don't think? But there's a country. I must now remember what country is this that appointed an AI minister.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw that.
And is that not leadership?
Hey, you see, what I won't lie. I didn't do research. Okay, I saw it on it was on you see on.
Yeah. I mean, we're just having a conversation.
Yeah, I saw that. But it is interesting. It is interesting. Which brings the question is, you know what I love about this? If you say problem solving and you say, Gerald, are you sure? So whoever was watching has to also think for sure. The same as with leadership. Already there's minister that is AI.
Yeah. But I do think leadership is still going to be important. I do agree.
It is important. It is definitely important.
It will not. It might be replaced, but definitely not in the near future. And when I say it might be replaced, I mean we might be led by robots.
Exactly.
But I don't think it's gonna be in the next 5 years. You know. So I think I do agree with you.
That's why continuous learning is also another one of the skill.
Continuous learning.
Continuous learning.
Yeah.
continuously, always learn. And learning is not about when you have to do something and then graduate. You can learn from just watching Vuyani podcast.
Yeah,
we're going to learn from that. So
and please watch this podcast, guys.
Please,
you're going to learn. Yeah,
I was telling my students, guys, Lona, don't only watch, you subscribe.
Yeah,
this I think you call it what. The first one.
This one is let's check in with Vuyani.
Yes, but like the season, like said,
oh yeah, chapter 2.
You don't have to call it season. Yeah. Your chapter 2, the most watched video is going to be Gerald Madon. If not, stop it on pizzas. Yeah, I don't. So
I must not call you. But what is important is the people must learn from this.
Exactly.
And I think that's the intention.
There's so many skills that you can do online.
Yeah.
You're going to get attendance certificate, but you learn something from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got 6 here. Is there any other one that we are missing before we wrap up?
Time management.
Time management.
Time management is another skill.
Why do I need to manage my time? Why is that important?
It goes back to what we're talking about when you wake up in the morning,
oh, yeah.
You see?
Okay.
Time. What happened yesterday, you can't change, obviously.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen tomorrow, you don't know. But what you can do today can affect you for the rest of your life.
What you do today
can affect you for the rest of your life. I'm here today because of a decision that I made in 2019.
True.
You see?
True.
So, what you do today in the next 5 years, it is 2025. Where you'll be 28 depends on what you're doing this year and moving forward. Not only stop. But for you to be able to be successful in life, you need to have time management.
Okay.
It goes back to that table. This is important and it's urgent. This is important, but it's not urgent. This is important and very urgent. And you focus on that. Because the things that are important and urgent, things that will improve your life, obviously.
Yeah.
Things that are not important and not urgent, you don't do them. What I usually say to people is if you're unemployed, right? Let's say you wake up at 6 a.m. And then you go to bed at 10 p.m. Just write down everything that you do from the time you wake up until you go to sleep. And then from that, do that table and say, okay, this is important, this is not urgent. This is urgent, this is not important. Most of my students, you see that beside going to school, most of the things that they do are things that are not important and are not urgent.
Okay.
And you say, when what was successful or what was it?
Yeah.
You see, so time management is very important. And AI can't replace that. How you spend your time is very important. Today I woke up from 9 a.m. until 11 I was in class. I was training.
Okay.
From then I came here. From here I'm going home. When I reflect back today, this will impact me forever. My son is going to be able to watch this forever. You see, those students versus my job, I'm getting paid for that. So that's how I spend my Saturday. There's someone who wake up this Saturday and as we speak, worry, I have to buy a t-shirt, I have to buy a cap, got 6 envelope sharp.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. No.
So how
to make things worse now.
Yeah.
I know there's a guy who woke up at 6 and the first thing that they did is they went to look for a beer. Somebody was saying breakfast. And by now it's 2 o'clock. They are wasted.
It's 2 o'clock.
Yeah. And they are wasted. They are done. Like
the day is done.
The day is done for them.
I'm not laughing, but it's heartbreaking.
It is.
It's heartbreaking.
It is.
Guys, we there's this thing of if I give you 1,000 and you can't be able to handle 1,000, how will you handle 1,000,000? So if you can't control 24 hours, what are you going to do with 365 days?
Yeah.
So you're going to waste them.
Yeah.
So what you do is and another thing is what might be important to you and urgent to you, to me it might be not urgent, not important.
Okay.
I'm going to share a personal story. I don't have a car. I've thought about it, but as we speak right now, it's not important and not urgent. What is important to me right now is building a home for my wife and my son. That's important and urgent to me. Someone will say, Gerald, you are a trainer, but you don't have a learners or you don't have a license. It is important, but it's not urgent.
Yeah.
Right now. Maybe next year I must say, no, what? License is important and it's urgent. Then I'm going to do it. You see? So you have to be able to know how you spend your time. But you look at the value and also the returns. Like time is like investment, right?
Yeah.
You invest and you get the returns. You invest, you get your returns.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing and patient skill.
7 of them we
7
have
of
today.
them. And those 7, I teach them.
You teach them.
Yeah. Proudly saying I'm the only person in Val who's teaching soft skills.
No.
Also, you root Vuyani.
I get rude, but I mean,
There's no one. And you can do them online. There's so many online. But that's why I have Gerald Maduna Kasitukas. I'm teaching people those skills.
why is it that this is not being taught?
Because in South Africa, we are slow. Most of us don't know. That's why you say, people come to me and say, what is a soft skill? Because they look at the term. There's hard skills and there's soft skills.
Yeah. And what we spoke about now is soft skills.
Soft skills.
Okay.
Hard skills are easily being replaced. Soft skills are the future. Even you today, go on in internet or any AI or do your own research and say which 5 skills or 10 skills are important. Those skills and more are going to be mentioned.
Yeah.
You see, there's a report, World Economic Forum.
Okay.
It releases every year. There's a report that it released this year, 2025. It's about jobs. And it's telling people these are the skills that people want. And it talks more about soft skills. So that's why so right now, the same thing you're saying, the Vuyani podcast right now, maybe people say, why are you opening a podcast? But 5 years from now, people will be saying, that's Joe Rogan, Vuyani Wakas. It's the same thing with soft skills. My student understand because of assignment class, but people don't understand. But as time goes on, when this thing catch up in South Africans say, like, soft skills are important, guys. Go into soft skills. China will not be number 1 in that. And that's why I'm going around. Like, I'm even trying to raise funds, so that these people can learn soft skills for free.
You know what, Gerald? This has been quite an insightful conversation, and I think also refreshing, for us to just talk about what's necessary today, what is important. And I think what you've shared is not just important for someone who's looking for a job. It's important for someone who's running a business.
Or someone who's employed.
Yes. It's important just literally for every human being to have and learn,
Thank you.
We will, it doesn't feel like we covered everything.
It's always like that with us.
It feels like there's a conversation that we did not get to. But in Sesotho, and this is not a swearing word, by the way. In Sesotho, there's a saying,
exactly.
So for today, we leave it here for another day.
Gerald Maduna. In chapter 3, I'll be here again.
Definitely. Yes, I.
Yes, I. Yes, I. My brother.
Okay, cheers.
Sweet.